For most of the series, Samantha Jones is noticeably absent from the story as she currently lives in London. The Last Supper Part 2, Entreat, is the title of Season 2, Episode 11, in which Carrie hosts a party to bid her old apartment adieu. This is a time of transformation in the lives of a few other people as well. Despite the fact that the majority of their acquaintances are ignorant, Lisa and Herbert struggle with the miscarriage's repercussions. The bond between Miranda and Steve passes a crucial and essential line. After returning to work, Charlotte persuades Harry that he needs to assist her around the house. Nat is about to embark on a new chapter in her life, but she can't help but yearn for her ex-husband. Here is everything you need to know about the season finale of And Just Like That. Aiden stays in New Jersey after his son's accident, and Carrie throws a farewell party at her old apartment. The setting has played a crucial role in Carrie's life, as well as the bond she developed with the other three series heroes. According to the publication, this is a great chance for Samantha to show up, and she does, but it's not nearly enough to satisfy the eager fans who have been anticipating this since the beginning of the series. She reportedly intended to surprise Carrie by traveling to New York, but her flight was delayed, and when she contacts Carrie, she has already departed for her native country. Samantha values the flat as well because it holds many precious memories. Samantha says her final goodbyes to the location as Carrie lifts her phone and puts it on speaker. It's probably safe to infer that Harry seldom ever did any housework when they were married. He expresses his frustration at being overburdened to Charlotte, who, despite still suffering from the effects of the previous night, points out that this is the bare minimum that women have been doing for years. Lisa and Herbert cope with the loss of the pregnancy. The majority of their pals are unaware of it, so when Lisa drinks wine at Carrie's party, nobody questions it. But Charlotte did learn about the pregnancy, and when she shows surprise at seeing Lisa drink, Lisa is forced to explain what occurred to the other woman. Later, after Carrie has introduced her pet cat, Shu, to her pals, Lisa hides in the bathroom, where Herbert soon follows. Lisa asks her husband if she wished away her pregnancy and she feels so vulnerable. She is consoled by Herbert as he dismisses the notion right away. Nab, meanwhile, starts dating the Michelin caterer who served at Carrie's party and receives an offer to teach at a famous law school. She opens the door for him, and they engage in a protracted conversation that culminates in sex. Aiden asks Carrie for 5 years until Wyatt reaches adulthood and says that he can't move back and forth between New Jersey and New York. And as if that weren't shocking enough, Carrie agrees. This comes out as quite forced, possibly as a result of the writers driving Carrie and Aiden's relationship themselves into a corner. The third season of the show has been approved, and the Sex and the City universe wouldn't exist without some level of complexity in Carrie's life. Although Miranda and Steve don't get back together, they do make up for everything they've done to one another. Without any hesitation, Miranda declares her desire for Steve, and he agrees, even though they both make it apparent that their paths to romance are permanently blocked. Unbeknownst to them, their son stands back and watches them, beaming with pride. Miranda reconciles with Che as well. Che assures Miranda that they won't ever again exploit their relationship as comedic fodder during their conversation at Carrie's party. The story's focus on Seema and Ravi's relationship has nearly entirely changed. When Aiden is reintroduced in the narrative, Seema notices that Carrie has 2 significant loves, but she does not. She doesn't wallow in self-pity, but instead takes a time to think before asking Carrie for some space. Seema experiences emotions that she hasn't felt in a long time after meeting Ravi, and after just a few weeks of dating, she confesses her love to him. She is both terrified and surprised by how effortlessly it left her mouth. She continually worries that he'll go, even though he says he loves her too, so she keeps her guard up. In the end, Ravi does depart, but only for professional reasons. He promises Seema he will return before traveling to Egypt to film there for 5 months. Seema and Carrie take a much-needed vacation in Greece at the end of the season. At Carrie's party, she and her guests participate in a game where they each name something in their lives they wish they could do without. Rome is named by Giuseppe. Giuseppe, a poet, is forced to return to Rome, even though he obviously doesn't want to because his attempts at publishing in New York haven't gone as well as he had planned. Even though it's obvious he doesn't like it, Anthony, whose word was control, finally accepts to be the bottom in their relationship. While their affections for one another may be sincere at the moment, Anthony's self-doubts may eventually lead to the breakup of the relationship, forcing Giuseppe to return to Rome.